This COVID setback, this COVID setback is going to be your comeback. And I want to tell you, that's the attitude you got to have. That's the attitude you got to have. You know, I'm getting emails and people are direct messaging me on my YouTube channel and on Facebook. And they're saying, you know what, I'm losing my house. I can't get unemployment. You know, so-and-so has the COVID virus. I lost my job. I'm losing my retirement. All these things. And what am I going to do? And I'm just telling you, I'm not talking theory. I'm not sitting there telling you, trying to motivate you or inspire you based on what I think out of my head or something I read in a book. I'm telling you from my own life experience, right? You cannot give up. You cannot quit before that miracle happens, man, because you never know. I mean, I lost everything. I lost my house, and I was a prominent attorney. For those that's new to my channel, I had everything. Then I hurt my shoulder lifting weights, got on drugs, got addicted to painkillers, and just ruined my life and my family's at that point, right? And I got so low, I lost my house, my cars. I had to go to the penitentiary, right? And I remember living in my mama's house, in my old high school bedroom. I'm laying on the floor with my kids sleeping in the same bed I had in high school, right? And those circumstances were brought on by my own doing. Right, and sometimes life is gonna knock you down, no matter how many Sundays you go to church, no matter how many Bible studies you do, whether you go to church or not, whether you make any mistakes or not, life gonna hit you, man. Right, and the question is, like again, isn't so much how it hits us; it's how we respond to it. I'm here to tell you, you cannot quit. See, don't nobody want to watch a football game where the team that wins has no problems, right? Right. I want to see the comeback, and you can't come back unless there's a setback. And you got to know deep down inside of you that you wasn't built to just lay down to all of this. So yeah, when 100 years from now, when other individuals are reading about the COVID-19 pandemic and how did their people respond, I want to have the same type of grit that them people had in the Great Depression. When I go back and read the Great Depression, when I go back and read what happened in slavery, and see the grit of the slaves that was escaping and doing whatever, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, on, right? And the Great Depression, and the brothers and sisters that went through the Holocaust, and the strength and determination they showed. Life happens. And so when they read back about our generation, they're going to have to read, hey, they stood up. They got knocked down and they stood up. And so I know you may be losing your house. You may be losing your jobs. Right? It's going to happen. All of us is going to lose something coming up out of this. Right? And the question becomes, how are we going to respond to it? Right? Hitting that rock bottom. And you can use this opportunity to either just stay down or get up and keep going. But sooner or later, you're going to have to tell your children and grandchildren, this is how mama, this is how daddy responded. Yeah, I got hit. Yeah, I lost my job. Hell, man, I went to, I remember talking to my mentor. That's him back here over my shoulder. He passed away. And I said, hey, Judge, the prosecutor's about to send me to prison. And I said, I was a drug addict, and I should get probation. I've never been in trouble before. And, I don't know why they want to send me to prison. And he turned to me and said, hey, man, you need to go to prison. And I looked at him like, are you crazy? He said, no, you need to go to prison. It's a true story. He said, ain't no story in lawyer comes back from probation. Ain't no story in that. He said the story is in lawyer comes back from prison and resurrects his life. And you use that story to inspire others. And so when we go through these things, you'll be able to, and the same way I'm using my story to help inspire you to make sure that you don't quit, is the same thing that he did for me. And the same thing you're going to do for others. You're going to get through this. No matter what happens, you're going to get through it. Because you never know. Hell, now I'm teaching law at the law school, and if you would have told me that, if you would have said, man, when I was down and living when they came and they repoed my cars, when they took the house and padlocked it and said you can't go back in there to get the rest of your stuff, it's foreclosed. When I'm laying in my mama's house, as the son that she always admired, as the son she was proud of, who was on his way to prison, there's no way I would have told you, guess what? If you just stick with it and don't quit, if you stick with it and don't quit and try to help others, right? And trust that God knows what he's doing with your life. If you do that, you're going to end up in Hawaii teaching at a law school, being the only professor who's got a felony conviction, teaching at a law school, and you got a view of Diamond here from your office. If you'd have told me, I'd have said you was crazy, right? But there was something deep inside of me, man, that, and it's inside of you. You got to find it. And I didn't know it was there until I got knocked down. I'm telling you, it was scary times. Hey, I'm not sitting there saying, I came in and I went and landed on my mama's and no, there was some scary times and we in for it. And the question is, how do we rise up? So I ain't going to keep you no longer. I just wanted to bring you this video. Hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a new YouTube channel, but I'm going to be talking law on here and just motivation. I'll talk about my life experiences. If it can help somebody, if not, it don't. But I also want to, my passion is also in teaching law in a way that gets people to understand it. So much has been given to me in my life. I've been totally blessed. I try to give it away. So until next time, hey, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.